Welcome everyone. This is April Harris with Inked April. This is our first color pencil lesson and we're going to be talking about the types of strokes. Then we're going to be talking about the pressure range of your color pencil. And lastly, we're going to discuss shading. I'm going to draw out some boxes here on my sketchbook and then we'll get started. Today we're going to be using Prismacolor Premier Violet. Circular strokes create a nice even area of color, keep a very sharp point, and overlap the small circular strokes. Be careful not to go in a definite pattern or line. No strokes should be visible when you've finished. As you can see here, I'm coloring in our swatch box and I'm going back and forth and back over areas that I've already colored in. You can go up and down or to the side. It doesn't matter. You're just going around in small circular strokes to create this even tone. I don't personally use this circular strokes sort of pattern. I like to do more of the linear, but this is a nice sort of texture and it is very easy to do. And you just slowly but lightly go over the area, making sure not to have a definite pattern or line. As you can see here. Next, we're going to do our linear stroke, which is up and down. Apply all of these strokes in the same direction and overlap to fill in an area of color. The only drawback to this stroke is that you often get darker areas of color where the strokes overlap. Now we're going to do the multi-directional stroke. I find it most comfortable to apply color with small linear strokes, but run into the overlap problem. To avoid these dark areas, I have adopted a multi-directional stroke. Again, keep a sharp point and fill in the area with short vertical strokes. Next, fill in the same area with a diagonal stroke, then horizontal. Then the opposite diagonal. Turning your work will make it easier to apply the different strokes. Finally, go back in with a sharp point and fill in empty areas with a small multi-directional stroke. The different directions cover up any overlapping and give a nice even area of coverage. You don't always have to go in every direction. Just do as much as you need to get the coverage you want. And as you can see here, I've separated these different strokes into different boxes so that you can see them. But you would want to do these actually on top of each other. So I have first the horizontal and vertical, and right now I'm working on the two different diagonals. Which is kind of how I work with ink as well. So it's really interesting that this works so well with color pencil. However, it's one of those things that you just have to practice and try it on your own to see what works best for you. So as you can see, I turned my sketchbook to the other direction so that I could do another diagonal stroke over the top of this layer. going back in the opposite direction. So by doing this, you're kind of giving this overall coverage and doing it over and over and over again so that you're filling in all of the paper fibers with your pigment from your color pencil. And the more you do this, the more practice you'll get. So in this box, I'm going to actually show you how to, say, fill in different areas of your color. You can see here that I've gotten sort of an overlap of a darker area there in the middle. I'm going to keep filling in this swatch, and you'll see how I'll make some of these little markings as I've shown you here to the side of this, and just sort of, you know, fill in areas as I see them to try to create a more flat tone, because that's what we're going for. We're trying to get less overlap and fill in all of these little spots where the color may be lighter or darker, and just sort of move our pencil around, observing with our eyes and filling in the little spaces to get the best flat color that we can get. Next, we're going to go from light pressure to harder pressure. And the way you do this is by the way you hold your pencil. So closer to the tip, it's going to be a harder pressure. Farther the way your hand is going to give a lighter pressure. So you'll just sort of lightly lay the pencil along the top, and then slowly move your fingers down to the tip of the pencil. Your first project will be to make some swatch boxes such as this, then do a circular stroke, a linear stroke, and a multi-directional stroke with vertical, horizontal, diagonal, and also some strokes like these. Then you'll do some light pressure, remembering to hold your pencil farther back from the tip, like this, and then slowly moving closer and closer and closer to your pencil lead until you're doing a harder pressure at the end. I hope you guys enjoy this lesson, and we'll see you next time.